This is your news break with Nathaniel from Winslow Scores. Today, the Supreme Court shot down the vaccine mandate requirement for businesses. This article here is by the Daily Wire by Ryan Sevedra. Hope I said that right. Democrat President Joe Biden released a statement on Thursday afternoon urging private employers to implement their own vaccine requirements after the Supreme Court blocked his vaccine or test mandate on businesses with over 100 employees. I'm disappointed that the Supreme Court has chosen to block common sense life saving requirements for employees at large businesses that were grounded squarely in both science and the law, Biden said. The emergency standard allowed employers to require vaccination or to permit workers to refuse to be vaccinated so long as they were tested once a week and wore a mask at work. I don't think this was the wrong ruling. I think that should be left up to states, and I think that is out of federal hands, regardless of your opinion of vaccinations or COVID. I think that is a state, at least a state business, or quite simply the business. It's up for them to decide. I do not think it's a federal issue. The federal government, that branch of the government, shouldn't have a say in this. Biden goes on to continue saying, as a result of the court's decision, it is now up to the states and individual employers to determine whether to make their workplaces as safe as possible for employees and whether their businesses will be safe for consumers during this pandemic by requiring employees to take the simple and effective step of getting vaccinated. He goes on to say that I call on business leaders to immediately join those who have already stepped up, including one-third of Fortune 100 companies, and institute vaccine requirements to protect their workers and customers and communities. This article here is from NBC News, from McDonald's to Goldman Sachs. Here are the companies mandating vaccines for all or some employees. This one's from a while ago. This article is updated November 16th. This is by Haley Messenger. And here you can see it just has got a list of some of the companies that already require you to take a vaccine or not work there. American Express, Amtrak, Anthem, BlackRock, Cisco, Citigroup, CVS, Delta Airlines, DoorDash, Equinox, Facebook, Ford, General Electric, Goldman Sachs, Google, Jeffries, Lyft, MGM Resorts, Microsoft, Morgan Stanley, NBC, so on and so forth. I mean, all the way down to alphabetically the last one that they go through, of course, Walt Disney, Walmart, Washington Post. This is pretty ridiculous. I just switched jobs. Yep, that's right. I still work. I have to work, pay my bills. I had to switch jobs, and fortunately, the company that I started with doesn't require a vaccine because a lot of people have vaccine problems where they can't take it because of small health things, and they don't like to talk about that. Yeah, go ahead and cancel me. I'm pretty early, so they don't like to talk about the fact that some people can't take this vaccine, and basically it's a do or die kind of thing. And I don't think that's quite right. Here, OSHA's COVID-19 vaccination and testing emergency temporary standard 86 federal regulation 61402 is staying pending disposition of the applicant's petitions for the review in the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit and so on and so forth. The court concluded in a 6-3 decision, so the entire court, of course, wasn't even opposed to this. As I was saying, I was fortunate, but I have a relative. I'm just going to keep it at a relative. They had to get a job at the Home Depot, and if they could not, as he talks about up here, about reasonable requirements, she had to get tested because she didn't want to take the vaccine because she has a health issue. I'm not able to say she has a health issue where she can't take the vaccine. So she had to get tested. And when she got tested, if she got tested, I should say, that would come out of her own pocket. So she's getting paid a basic wage by a basic company to get tested. It's not fair. It's not right. This is a pretty big blow to the whole argument, and it will be interesting to see what happens. I mean, once again, going back to this article, all these companies that already require it, and they're acting like it's the end of the world because the federal government can't say, well, there's going to be people, whether or not you agree or disagree with it, there's going to be people that, businesses, I should say, that will mandate it still. And I don't even know if that's right, but that's a whole can of worms. So we'll see where it goes from here. Thanks for tuning in. Wait up, subscribe, like, be the brother. Thank you so much. Love you. God loves you more. Take it easy.